The hosts of bracketology are experts in nothing. They claim no advanced knowledge or profound insights. Instead, they are just three judgmental idiots who really like to bloviate their own opinions whenever given the chance. Take what they have to say with a grain of salt, or not at all. You'll probably be better off that way.
It's time for us to make a new sport. So I want you to think about what you would do. Like, what kind of sport would you create? You got carte blanche. Everything's available to you. It can be balls. It can be rackets. It can be sticks. It can be none of those. What sport are you going to make?
So I think perhaps this is a limitation on my own personal creativity, but I still feel like I'm thinking within the confines of what's existent. I don't know if I can just like get to a broad enough scope where I can just imagine something fresh and completely new.
Mm-hmm.
So I would think of like taking the elements from two different sports and combining them, I think.
A little basketball action?
Something like that. Yeah, I'm thinking golf and hockey, just like full contact.
Full contact golf?
Kind of, yeah. with a hockey-like aspect. Like maybe it's teams of two with two guys trying to drive down the fairway and then two guys on the green to kind of act like in defense. And basically they're just constantly like fighting each other to either, the guys driving down the fairway are constantly fighting each other to get to their own balls and hit them further.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other two guys are constantly fighting over like their positioning and trying to block the hole and also make sure that the other team's ball goes in. So like, I think there's something there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to be on ESPN. It'd be on like Vice what was it back in the day? Man TV was on, whatever that stupid Spike. Yeah, it'd be on Spike probably. But
I honestly think, let's flesh this out a little bit, because I think that all you do is you just change it from being a hole to it being a goal, right? You go hold a goal. That's the goal. Just hold a goal. And you switch it, and then the defenders, they can only defend when the ball's hit. So like when it's in the air until it comes to a complete stop. So essentially,
they're not like constantly fighting, but there's like a repositioning.
Yeah, they can be, but
once the ball's like stationary, they have to break it up,
right?
And then they have to go like to their own designated spots again until
and then the play resets.
Okay, I like that.
And I think
then they have to be in the way of the ball while it's in the air coming down.
Yeah, there's some sacrifices being made. Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
100%.
And I think offense goes to defense every other hole.
Oh, they swap roles.
Yeah, and it's still stroke play, right? So if the defense causes the offense to shoot more strokes, then that's their goal. It's not to completely stop them. It's to stop them as long as possible.
Mm.
And then the team with the most strokes at the end loses.
Yeah. I think that this has, again, I think that you maybe not hold a goal, but maybe you just make the hole a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like with goal, you need like a backboard or like a barrier behind it. But I like the idea of just, double the size of the hole. I think that's good. Make it a little easier to get into. Give the defenders a little bit harder of a job too.
Yeah, because I feel like you just go out on a golf course right now and you could just tackle the fuck out of somebody.
Hit them with the golf cart.
Right. Now, there
might not be welcome back.
You do have to do some penalties, right? So like golf cart interference. What's another one?
It's out of bounds, right?
Sticking.
I'm trying to do
the referee movements.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
too many strokes.
So, Scott,
that was a challenging hand signal.
You're getting your club soon. I say we go out and try this, and you can stand in front of me while I hit the driver and see if I can hit you.
So wait, so that put us on the same team Because you're trying to drive toward me?
No, I'm trying to drive at you. You're the defender. You're trying to stop my drive.
So opposing teams and opposing roles.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. I mean, sounds like a good time. I don't know. We need the appropriate gear. I think we have to discuss that.
Well, now here's the thing. I think I'm going to take a little bit of a turn. I'm going to suggest somewhat similarly, but we're going to do relay golf, but the golf balls have spikes in them. Right? So added air of danger.
How would it travel? And it would stick into...
You can only hit it on the side because there are two spikes that come out on opposite sides. So you can only hit it on the side. It's like the combination of lawn darts and a relay race and golf. We got it.
All right. Why does it need the spikes? I don't understand that part.
An added air of danger, Scott.
Because what's a sport without tetanus shots needed?
Yeah, lawn darts went over real well. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bracketology, the podcast that definitively decides all things tournament bracket style. I am a co-host, Scott Grubb.
I am a second co-host, Matt Robison.
And I am the final co-host, Dan Default.
It's the final co-host.
This time we're going to get sued. So this week we jump back into, I guess, what some might call our long form podcast. We have yet another 32 entrant team, and I guess either one really is appropriate for this bracket. A 32 entrant bracket. Dan, do you care to tell us what is it that we will be debating next?
Yes. So in this bracket, we are going to be debating for the first time a worst of series. So we're going to be taking a look at the worst professional mascots. So we got the four major sports: NFL, MLB, NBA, and wait, what did I say?
NHL. Yeah.
NHL. There you go.
So close to the finish line.
I was so close. All right. I was one sport away. But we got those four as our divisions, and we are going to pair them off until we find the worst professional mascot.
So what are we thinking for like qualifications for worst? You know, like, is it the most unlike the actual team? Is it like what are our qualifiers?
I think there are a lot of factors that can go into something that's the worst of. Like, if something's creepy, or even unintentionally creepy, or just not representative. Looking. Yes, poorly thought out, poorly constructed, not really representative of the area or of the team. Which I realize I'm going to regret saying later.
The team.
I'm looking at the brackets. I'm saying it, and I'm realizing what you put in the number one spot, and I'm really kind of mad about it. And I realize it's going to fucking lose too, and I'm even more mad about it. But anyway,
is it going to lose or is it going to win?
Oh shit! I guess that's right. Fuck. It's going to be on the losing end in my heart. All right. Well, you know what? I was trying to help this conversation along, but now I'm mad. So,
all right, Matt, here's what I was thinking. We would go off appearance, right? Connection to the team. And
if we're going off appearance, I say you're the worst.
Weirdness. Well, it's mean.
Well, that's how I feel right now.
Should we also suggest what they should have done instead?
We can.
Okay.
Clearly, our creativity is not going to be good enough to create better options. But maybe
with our credentials as experts, I think we're prepared to be able to give them some guidance and some suggestions on how they could improve their organization.
Yeah,
they're multi-billion-dollar organizations. This podcast is qualified.
We have earned the right Do we want to introduce the divisions that we're going to be talking about today?
Sure. Yeah. Bracket master. Where are we beginning?
So I was thinking that we could begin with the NFL on the west side, taking on the MLB on the east side.
So in case you didn't watch the video version of this that's available on YouTube at Bracketology, Dan did hold up his hands like with the L and R to figure out west and east. So
that is not true to all of our audio listeners.
There's only one way to know. It's only one way to know. Check us out on YouTube.
All right. Well, let's start out with the NFL then. Who do we got in the NFL division for worst mascot? I think it's important for us to say, like, this isn't the team name. This is the literal mascot. Who is
just the mascot?
Their team in felt and stitching.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Scott, why don't you tell us?
The number
tell you
one
what.
Seed.
The NFL bracket.
Number one seed in the NFL bracket. Who we got, Scott?
T-Rack from the Tennessee Titans. You fucking
T-Rack
assholes.
From the Tennessee Titans.
Versus, I don't even know, what? Raider Rusher from the Raiders.
Yeah, Raider Rusher from the Raiders. Scott has ran away crying.
I was looking to see if I had a T-Rack Funko Pop. I couldn't remember. I don't.
Our second matchup?
Who cares? Rowdy from the Cowboys and Pat Patriot of the Patriots.
Interesting name.
I think name should also be a quality that we measure.
Yeah, that's fair. Then we have the Billy Buffalo from the Bills versus Major Tuddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
From the Commanders. There's just going to be a slight amount of salt happening today. And then TD from the Dolphins versus Jackson DeVille from the Jaguars. Oh, I get it now. I wrote that name out earlier and was like, what a fucking weird name. And I get it now. It took about an hour. All right, so we're starting with the NFL. Where do we want to just start at the top?
Sure.
Okay.
Do we have reference images here? Or are we just Googling these on our own?
I mean, I could swap.
If only somebody created an entire PowerPoint, put it together with all the images in order with names.
Hey, my man. So that's the matchup right there, T-Rack versus Rowdy?
So, no,
we're
T-Rack
looking at
versus Raider
Rush.
Oh, I see.
Raider Rush?
I mean, look.
I think it's Raider Rusher.
Okay.
Look, man, they've got to be accurate. This is an important part of a judgment process.
It's our non-scientific scientific approach.
In the actual
we have got to hold ourselves to a certain standard, okay?
Certain standard that we've set.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so T-Rack versus Raider Rusher.
Scott, you want to kick us off?
Raider Rusher looks like a fucking... Raider Rusher looks like Max Headroom, but he has to register anytime he moves within 250 yards of a school.
Look, I'm going to be honest. All right, let's start with the Raider Rusher because he is the number 8 seed, which was determined using some form of ranking system.
It was 38% science and the rest magic.
Exactly.
I think it's important that we look
screen
at
sharing
him
this.
currently.
Oh, what the is that really what he looks like now? They took away his body. He's just a head with arms and legs. That's not a meme.
The fucker has no body. Like, I don't know if this.
No, that looks like a meme.
No, dude, I'm pretty sure.
Youth mascot? What the? That is weird. That means his balls on his chin.
I don't know that he has any. I'd like to point out he's from the Raiders.
That's terrible. That's weird.
So anyway, this one's easy for me. But
Yeah.
let's talk about T-Rack. So T-Rack is a raccoon?
He's adorable. He's great for the kids.
Is he a raccoon?
Usher in. Yes, he's a raccoon.
Why is he a raccoon?
He's adorable. He's great for the kids. Usher in a new wave of youth for the NFL and for the Titans.
Usher in a new wave of youth. Okay.
Yeah, to be Titans fans. The next future Will Levis is sitting in that crowd right now because T-Rack was adorable and they wanted to hang out with T-Rack.
Look, I'm not trying to like yuck your yum or anything for T-Rack, but why the fuck is it a raccoon? Like, I don't. Are there a lot of raccoons in Nashville?
Why the fuck is Major Tutty a giant fucking Power Rangers villain?
We are gonna get there. We're not there yet, you salty bastard.
I'm just saying they don't always have to make perfect sense.
It'd be nice.
I'm not. I mean, you're not wrong.
There is a more of a viable reason for Tutty than there is T-Rack.
Again, not the matchup we're talking about today, or at least yet.
But I can't believe I know this and you don't. But the raccoon is the state of Tennessee's like national animal or state animal.
No, I absolutely believe that you know a fact about raccoons that I don't know. I 100% believe, knowing you, your personality, and the fact that you're probably going to die at the hands of a cute little animal with rabies. Yeah, I understand that you probably know that.
To be fair, it's going to be the rabies that gets me, not the animal. And I have hand-fed raccoons before.
Okay. So there you go. That's why it's a raccoon. It ties our team to the location in which it plays.
Yes.
And the state in which it represents.
It's completely invalidated.
It doesn't matter if I know that or not. There's a lot of shit I don't know.
That's 100% true.
This is the perfect podcast for us.
What do we know about Raider Rusher?
I don't really know a whole lot about Raider Rusher.
We know he hacked into TV systems in the 80s.
What?
I was going back to my Max Headroom reference earlier.
You're the only one that's going to reference Max Headroom for the rest of the episode.
More than once at all, really. In any episode of anything ever.
I didn't know this, but the Raiders mascot, Raider Rusher, is a character that originated from the Nickelodeon and NFL animated series NFL Rush. The Raiders were the first NFL team to bring a character from the show to life in 2013.
Okay. Well, I'm ready to vote.
Me too.
All right. Who is your worst, Matt?
Why don't we give it to Scott first?
Clearly the worst of the two is the Raider Rusher. He only exists to please the corporate head honchos at Nickelodeon, and clearly those people need to be reevaluated. So,
except Nickelodeon, if you're listening, we do want to make a show.
I would be happy to voice any of your programs. We sold out. Wow, we sold our souls real fast.
So quick.
The Bracketeers can be bought, and we will. All right.
Show me a comma.
I'm going to look. As stupid as T-Rack may look, I actually think he's kind of cute. If it wasn't for the jersey. And I hate the Raiders. So Raider Rusher is a worse mascot.
This is not about the team.
I'm taking it personally.
That was my secondary part. But it just looks stupid. He does look like a bandit. It's like a really bad version of the Hamburglar. So yeah, I'm going to go Raider Rusher is worse.
Woo!
Ooh. Okay, Raider Rusher is worse.
Well, who did you say? You also still have to vote. This isn't a mini bracket anymore.
haven't voted yet.
I know.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But it doesn't matter, because both of you voted Raider Rusher.
I'd still like to know who you would say.
I'd say Raider Rusher because raccoons are adorable.
Yeah, that's fair.
Although that's not one I would want to feed.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends. Moving on to our second matchup, which is Rowdy from the Cowboys. These aren't even in the right order. Sorry, if we're watching or we're looking at a screen, this is bad. I don't know who put this together, but it's bullshit. Rowdy, the Cowboy from the Patriots. Wait,
what?
Rowdy from the Cowboys
versus Pat Patriot.
Okay,
the Patriots.
Got it. Understood. I don't like either of them.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of the point of this.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that whenever I look at Rowdy from the Cowboys, I am reminded of a Promise video called Winota's Big Brown Beaver. If you haven't watched that video, you should, because it's rowdy and it's a weird video.
You really sold me on that. I mean, they're very similar, and they're just enlarged versions of what the team is supposed to be. Yeah, weird-headed things. I don't know.
All right, so I think
they're both terrible.
This comes down to a couple things. First, I'm going to just talk about this. Rowdy was originally developed by NFL Properties in the early 90s as a cowboy football player named Big D, who was part of the NFL or the Team NFL Heroes league-wide mascot program. Now let's take a look at Pat Patriot. Pat Patriot, the longtime beloved mascot of the Patriots, was born. The logo, that's just the logo.
That became the mascot.
Yeah, so it's originated from the longtime Boston Globe cartoonist Phil Bissell. So that feels a little bit more like history. I mean, history of the sport.
It's 60 years old. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I mean, I think it really comes down to, do you prefer cowboys or do you prefer colonial soldiers? Because that's what the Patriots are kind of supposed to be, right? Like colonizers.
I'm just saying, with the resolution of this image here, Pat Patriot, his eyes make him look like a psychopath.
Sure, yeah.
It's a creepy looking kind of angle and face that's on that dude. I don't like it. Rowdy looks like somebody took a used car salesman and turned him into a mascot. Like he's going to yell at me at 2 a.m. about how he's got the best deals in town, you know?
Hey kids, come down to my shop.
But it's not going to be a good deal.
Rowdy's going to give you the best deal in the world.
Oh no, not at all.
I don't know. I want to hear what y'all vote before I dive in.
I think for me, it is very tough for me to distinguish my hatred of the Cowboys.
Weren't you
with
just
their
saying
mascot?
This isn't about the team.
Yeah, but I was saying that to try to get T-Rack to lose. Now, like, of course I want Rowdy to be the worst mascot, but I can't in good conscience vote for Rowdy as the worst when he's staring at the stupid chin of Pat Patriot. I just can't.
It looks like somebody took a caricature of Jay Leno and then turned it into a mascot.
Like a skinny Jay Leno.
I mean, realistically, there is an obscene amount of chin on that mascot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so your vote.
My vote. Pat Patriot. Much as it kills me to do it.
I think I think in Pat Patriot, I also see a little bit of Stan from American Dad, and that humors me.
Mm.
With Rowdy, I just see the over the top used car salesman yelling at me, and he has his shirt tucked into his jeans, and that offends me. I'm gonna have to say Rowdy is the worst of the two.
Oh, well,
Split decision.
Yeah, a little bit of a split decision. I think, I mean, realistically, Pat Patriot looks stupid. Like the chin, are those eyebrows? Like, are those gigantic eyebrows on him?
I think it's the hat.
Is it the hat? Okay.
Yeah.
But it's historic. 60 years, over 60 years old, kind of celebrating a cartoonist, which is, not super common, especially from those days.
It is the eyebrows. Sorry.
It is eyebrows?
It up.
That's ridiculous.
It's super creepy, aggressive eyebrows.
I mean, Rowdy, not as old. He does kind of look like Richie Cunningham a little bit with a cowboy hat on from Happy Days.
Okay. This is a nice reference.
I mean, it kind of endears me to him a little bit, but...
Would it help if I sung the Happy Days theme song?
Monday, Tuesday, happy days. Yeah, we're definitely getting sued. I think what it is, I think it comes down to the bling.
The bling
that Rowdy is currently wearing in that photo. It's absolutely stupid. It's absurd. I'm going to vote Rowdy. We're going to move Rowdy forward. Scott wanted to jump in and say some stuff, but he went on mute and forgot.
Yeah, I was just agreeing that the bling is off-putting. Anyway, my bad.
You should be off-putting.
I was. Well, I mean, off mic.
That gets us into our third matchup. So Rowdy from the Cowboys moves on, puts us into our third matchup. Billy Buffalo versus Major Tuddy. Now, Dan, do you want to give us a little bit of background on Major Tuddy from the Commanders?
Yeah, sure.
I bet you do.
Major Tuddy, if you're not aware, the Commanders had a previously problematic name. Well, it's still problematic, but they previously had a name that was problematic. And a couple of years ago, they changed it. It went to the Commanders, and with that change, they wanted to unveil a new mascot. So last year, they unveiled Major Tuddy. The reason that he is a pig is to pay tribute to the legendary offensive line from the 80s and the 90s that they called the Hogs. That's the reason that he's a pig. Now, everything else about him is stupid. The fact that he's a major and the teams are commanders, not only is that a different rank, but that is a different branch of the military in rankings. He looks absolutely absurd.
I think the thing that's getting me, and the head itself, fine. Like, I'm totally fine with that. It's the hands.
Those weird wrinkly arms and hands.
Dude, it's the hands. He's got. Is it split into two?
Yeah, it's like
so creepy.
He has like the hooves, but like that's a choice. His hands look like his hands look like somebody tried to extrude Play-Doh out of one of those toys, but it was kind of clogged up, so it didn't come out right.
It was just a little bit dry.
Yeah, that's what the arms look like.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
And what's with the waist to like?
Yeah,
it looks like he's floating there. Why is he? That's not how anything's proportions work.
It goes. It's a. I don't know.
That's a steep inward angle.
20 change if you were going down 40
Yeah.
inches to 20 inches.
Yeah, if he wears his pants above his belly button, then he needs like a 56-inch waist. But if it's below his belly button, it's like a 26-inch waist.
Both of those are special order. Neither
Yeah.
of those is blue.
Yeah.
Neither of them are cheap.
That is abnormal.
All right, let's talk about Billy Buffalo for a second, because this blue-ass buffalo.
And he's adorable.
Yeah, the head's adorable, but why is he blue? Is it supposed to be? Because it can't even be the blue ox, because that's an ox, not a buffalo. Whose ox is that?
Paul Bunyan.
Is that Paul Bunyan?
Yeah.
Paul Bunyan. You're talking about Babe, the big blue ox.
Yeah.
But you're right, that's a buffalo.
So that's not the reason. Like, why the fuck is it blue?
I mean, their primary color is blue.
I don't care. The commander's color isn't pink. Like a pig.
That's probably why he's got a maroon hat on, you know?
Right. They could have done it any other way.
Whatever.
I realistically think that the city of Buffalo needs to stop using the phrase Buffalo and Bill in anything they do. I think they've beaten that horse to death.
They are asking you to put lotion on the skin.
That's different.
Yeah.
Also never seen that movie.
Oh my gosh.
I know exactly what it's from. I could probably quote lines from it, just never seen it. Billy Buffalo. Yeah, I have a problem with that part of it. The whole name.
I mean, like, I don't think any mascot these days are really designed to strike fear in their opponents, right? Like at this point, they're more of a children's outreach thing, right? They're there for pictures and for meet and greets and to do funny dances in the stands and stuff. So, I mean, is Billy Buffalo effective from like a intimidation standpoint? No, but in today's day and age of what a mascot's for, I think Billy Buffalo is effective. I think Major Tuddy looks like he has 2 deformed penises for arms.
I think you're just salty because T-Rex on the list.
You're
going to do everything you can.
You're looking at the same picture I'm looking at, okay?
All right, well, were you ready for votes?
My vote for worst is Major Tuddy between these two.
Dan?
Yeah. I love my team despite 40 years of disappointment. That's just another disappointment to the list. Major Tuddy sucks. He gets my vote.
Yeah, I think it's
why couldn't they call him Commander Tuddy? Why? I don't get it.
It is a pretty easy fix, to be honest. But yeah, clean sweep, Major Tuddy. I'm sorry, but you're creepy.
They need to hold a re-ranking ceremony for him.
A re-ranking. All right, so then that gets us to our last NFL matchup, which is TD from the Dolphins versus Jackson DeVille from Jacksonville Jaguars.
Does TD stand for the Dolphin?
I really hope so. I really, truly hope so. I was thinking
this. They keep it generic, so it's always just the Dolphin. That way, if one of them passes, they can just replace it. And it's just the Dolphin.
It's just the Dolphin. It's TD. Now,
it's short for touchdown.
That's bullshit.
Because
I like ours better.
Canon now is the Dolphin.
We can change
that way when it gets hit by a stray field goal and tragically passes, it's just the Dolphin. It's the next one. I've seen a video before of Jackson DeVille bungee jumping off the top of their stadium, and it was pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, I believe
just
that.
Saying.
I think it's important that I get this out of the way. Weird hands are a way to get me turned off from mascots or people in general. You know what?
It's a dolphin. What is it supposed to look like? It'd be weirder if it had a hand at the end.
It has legs, Scott. It can have a hand.
It can't go from the shoulder to fin, and then at the very tip, just a weird little claw, like a little hand sticking out of it.
It could be all fin.
I mean, that's kind of what it is trying to be. I guess it does kind of have a thumb, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well,
it's like
as a mascot, you got to be able to like grab things and shoot shark cannons and dump beers on people.
Yeah, I mean, he's got thumbs. He's got thumbs on his fins, Scott. Give the man fingers. But truly, with fucked up hands, that's gonna do it for me. I'm gonna be honest, like right out the gate. And honestly, I think that Jackson is actually pretty cool. I like the colors on Jackson, like the bright ass yellow with the jaguar spots like in the green, like the teal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all right with Jackson. I think he's pretty cool. Now the downside of Jackson is he wears sunglasses all the time. Like that guy goes to a club. He's just another bro.
He wears his sunglasses at night.
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer the sunglasses over the lifeless, soulless stare of TD's wide open, creepy eyes.
There's very, very little life to TD's eyes.
They are creeping me out. Yeah.
Oh, that's even weirder. And his mouth being open is also weird. Like, I understand that there's probably a practical reason, like, so the dude inside can see. But from a visual standpoint, there is never not a creepy... like, it's just creepy. No matter what angle, no matter where the picture was taken, no matter what iteration of the mascot,
I think
the mouth is creepy.
The neck folds add to the creepiness, too. It kind of ages the dolphin in a way that makes it creepier.
Yeah.
He's got more... Never mind. I just can't stop looking at this fucking thing and thinking how creepy it is. But you should be able to take a photo straight on of your mascot.
And it not be that weird.
Not be that fucking weird. Plus a tiny little helmet. What's up with the tiny ass helmet? That's not going to protect anything. That dolphin's got CTE immediately.
Guaranteed.
Look at his fucking hands.
All right, we're not talking about Tutty anymore.
You jumped back to Major Tutty somehow.
For the people not watching what Matt is doing, he just saw a picture of Major Tutty and made a comment. We're talking about TD and Jackson DeVille.
All right, it's definitely TD.
Yeah,
TD's the worst.
TD.
Of those
TD is
two.
terrible.
TD all day.
Absolutely the worst. Oh my god.
All right. What did we decide on the other side? MLB?
MLB.
All right.
MLB. All up in her. Get that MLB. Okay, so
What the fuck?
What is that?
What has been going on in the MLB?
Dude, when I was putting this together, the one thing that kept going through my mind when I was looking at the baseball mascots is what drugs were they on?
Dude.
Because there's some insane mascots.
There's only one on here that I feel like is like, this one shouldn't be on the list. The rest of them, 100% on the list.
It truly, and I just want to throw this out there, the drug comment, if anybody has ever, now I'm going to forget his name. There is a 30 for 30 for a former baseball player who I think he threw a no-hitter while tripping on
LSD. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
What is that guy's name? Why can't I think of him right now?
I can't remember. I'm looking it up. Doc Ellis.
Yes. And there's a 30 on 30. There's a whole like documentary about it. And it's such an insane story, but he's not on this list. These psychotic hallucinations are. So let's start with our first matchup. Slider from the Guardians versus Southpaw from the White Sox. Can we begin with what are they?
Okay, so we'll give descriptions here. Slider looks like something from Dr. Seuss's Nightmare. It
had
is
sex with Sesame Street, not any of the things, but the actual street, and had a baby.
It is a large anthropomorphic furball that is generally purple in nature, except for its very weird bell-shaped mustache and gigantic eyebrows, which are neon green.
I think that's supposed to be a nose.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, if you said so. I'm pretty sure I can see a little bit of the human's wrist sticking out of the mascot costume in this photo. I'm sorry, what team is that again? For again, because it is
Guardians.
No way represents anything that I'm familiar with. The Guardians.
They have a Cleveland hat on, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Okay, so Guardians, right. And then how about Southpaw?
Southpaw is he looks in this photo that I'm currently looking at. Looks like he's wearing a 1920s uniform and hat on I
think that's still what the socks look like.
On a furry alligator?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Furry alligator.
Like it's a green and yellow. Don't know why he's green and yellow. But it's a green and yellow fur on, again, what looks like a fucking alligator body.
Neither of these
no
make
other
sense.
way to describe that.
I mean, I get it. You don't want just like a giant sock running around being your mascot, but like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Now, I do think the kind of fun part about Southpaw is his name.
Mm-hmm.
Because Chicago, and I'm assuming the Sox are, and I don't know because I'm not a huge baseball fan, but I'm assuming the Sox are a South Chicago, South Side team.
I believe so.
So I kind of like that, like play on words a little bit. I'm going to be honest.
My vote could go either way. Both of these things freak me out. Like, these are things that lucid nightmares are made of.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. South. The White Sox do play on the more southern part of town. It's not like super south, but yeah.
All right. So
it's a 24-minute drive south of Wrigley.
I mean, I've got my vote pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess.
I'm going to vote Slider. Like, the fucking Guardians mascot creeps me out. It's the pink and then the green. If that's supposed to be his nose, it's the same color as his eyebrows, which freaked me out.
It is his nose, and if you see images of him from the side, his nose actually sticks out.
That makes it worse somehow.
It really does.
I'm voting Slider.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm going to go Slider as well. I like Southpaw for the name. I like, I mean, at least it looks like something kind of recognizable. But whatever the fuck that thing is, that's just, no. That just looks like somebody was trying to rip off Barney.
That's just fucking Mark Davis's hair on his nose.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. It is... it's got to be Slider.
Slider moves forward.
And I thought that this might have changed when they changed the name from what it was to Guardians. But this thing's been around since the 90s. Yeah. Terrifying people.
That's so much worse.
That's weird. That just looks like somebody ripped off Barney.
Yeah. So then we get into number 4, Raymond from the Rays versus Dinger from the Rockies.
What is Raymond from the... Is it a stingray? Or
it's
is it
absolutely... That is not a stingray. Stingrays are not fuzzy.
It looks like a Lorax. It looks like a purple Lorax.
It does kind of look like a purple Lorax.
Okay, now wait. Now I'm seeing varying. Why? What the?
They're different versions of Raymond. It looks like. Yeah, it's 100% the Lorax, bro. Look at those eyes.
What's that headshot looking one picture? Like third down on the left.
This guy, third down.
I mean, it looks like an ocean Lorax ripoff.
Yeah. In 2005, marine biologists and zoologists made a startling discovery. Raymond is
an undiscovered species of dog.
Okay.
Why would you name your team? Why would you make your team mascot a dog when you're stingrays?
I don't think.
Did
you see that the undiscovered species of dog is known as Canis manta? What the fluffulus?
A sea
or in
dog.
layman's terms, or layperson's terms, a sea dog. Sea dogs have all the traits of normal dogs. They enjoy going for walks, playing with kids, and fetching. Unlike other dogs, they are 5 to 6 feet tall, walk upright, are blue in color, and chase catfish. While other dogs live on land, sea dogs usually live in or around the water. Sea dogs are well known for their fun-loving nature, passion for baseball, and general good looks.
This is
I'm going to be honest. That makes me like it more.
Their mascot is a dad joke.
Yeah, a little bit.
That does make me like Raymond just a touch more.
Mm.
Now let's talk about Dinger, because I take offense with Dinger being on this list in any way.
Mm-hmm.
Dinger is the coolest of these fucking mascots, and anybody that thinks differently can fight me. If you don't know about Dinger, Dinger is a Triceratops who represents the fossil of a Triceratops that was found while building Coors Field, which is where the Colorado Rockies play.
I'm going to take points away because you said Coors like a douche.
Coors?
Coors.
Fuck all of you. Dinger is cool as hell, first of all.
He's the only mascot on here that's not unnecessarily fuzzy.
Or unnecessarily imaginary.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So to me,
I mean, yeah.
It's an immediate disqualification from this race. Dinger is not bad. In fact, he's good.
So, hold on. Are we just going to gloss over the fact that you said that Slatter looked like a rip-off of Barney?
I didn't say that.
I said
Those
that.
words never came out of my mouth.
But you don't think Dinger could have literally walked right off the Barney set?
Here's the thing about that. Maybe, but that was a commercial hit with children. All right, that went a long time.
Again, it's the role of the mascot today. It's to be the community outreach and the thing kids line up to get a picture with, which I have seen more than a few kids do at Rockies games waiting for Dinger.
Yeah, man.
I'm sure they do it for Raymond too, but
yeah.
But Dinger, I think, is more inviting and friendlier looking.
And also, who doesn't want to be friends with a dinosaur?
Raymond looks like he's going to watch you eat sushi with a very angry scowl on his face.
Yeah, but because he's a dog and he wants some of the sushi.
He's a sea dog.
Which still wants the sushi.
/ ocean Lorax looking thing.
Yeah.
I think Raymond's the worst of the two here.
100%. Raymond is the worst of the two here. Dinger is not the worst. He is, in fact, one of the best.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
I will find you.
I wouldn't.
You know where I live.
All right. So, Dan?
Yeah, I was just going to say my vote is also for Raymond because, look, Dinger is a weird color, but he is a Triceratops.
He's Rocky's purple.
It's just weird looking.
But
the Triceratops...
Purple Mountain's majesty. Where is your sense of Murica?
We're getting personal here, all right?
I was agreeing with you guys and still getting attacked. Look, you have the rest of your lives to be jerks. Be nice for the rest of the episode. But no, Dinger, look, Triceratops
that
is
is not what these people paid to hear.
That's true. They don't pay anything.
Oh, yeah, they don't pay anything, right, Scott?
Yes, totally, absolutely nothing at all being paid to anybody.
All right, so Raymond moves on in the worst mascot competition, and Dinger gets put on the sideline for the best mascot competition when that comes around.
Dan was trying so hard to make a point there, and I just stomped all over it every time.
I know. I just gave up.
So sorry. I saw the defeat in your eyes, and I felt bad.
And what I was going to say is that nobody asked adults what their favorite dinosaur is, and it's Triceratops for me.
Triceratops.
And then you wouldn't even let me say that.
Can't wait to clip that.
I'm here to crush your childhood spirit.
All right, let's move into our next matchup in the MLB.
Oh, man.
Blooper, stupid name, from the Braves versus Pirate Parrot from the Pirates. Also a stupid name. Dinger's the only cool name on this. And Southpaw.
I mean, Pirate Parrot's pretty on the nose, you know?
Yeah, but don't you feel like that's a little too... It'd be like naming a black
Parrot's
cat
to the point.
witch's cat.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose. But it makes a hell of a lot more sense than whatever the fuck a blooper is. Why would you want a blooper around? Aren't those called errors in baseball? Those are a tracked stat. You don't want bloopers near your team.
That's a valid point.
Pirate Parrot makes way more sense.
Let's figure out what...
Honestly, out of all of them, it's the thing that makes the most sense.
Created at the Braves Fan Fest in 2018, he is everything you could imagine in a mascot. With the previous mascot, Homer the Brave, entering retirement, fans used a special mascot making machine to create Blooper. He is big, he is fuzzy.
Well, there's your problem. You left it up to the masses, and people are stupid.
I don't entirely understand what... Oh.
Is it just me? Is it like it's weird that he's that color and not wearing pants?
Yeah.
Cuz he's very flesh toned, right? He's not a big purple dinosaur or whatever the fuck some of these other mascots are. Like he looks like he should be wearing pants.
He looks like somebody's, albeit talented, dad just threw something together with leftover pieces of shag carpet that they had after they redid the basement, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not great. I do appreciate... He's got a little tuft of hair that comes out of his hat, which is kind of cool. But other than that, not a huge fan.
Yeah.
His eyes are together. His eyes are one piece. Yeah, all right.
But on the other side, you do have that weird parrot with its weird beak.
Yeah.
It's not that weird. It's not as weird as whatever a blooper is. And again, okay, fine, you used a machine and that's what decided that it should look like that, but why name it Blooper?
So the Pirate Parrot is based on the parrot Captain Flint from Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island. The parrot's frequent cry of "pieces of 8" helped solidify the association between pirates and parrots in pop culture. Cool.
Yeah.
Really?
Thank you, Google AI. Oh, he was introduced in 1979.
I did not know that.
Oh my God. That's a big ass beak.
And it's weirdly shaped too.
His eyes aren't even...
His eyes are cross-eyed from watching too much TV.
Oh, is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. At least it's a real fucking animal.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Of course, a pirate's mascot is going to be a parrot. Like, duh.
Yeah,
Or it could be a pirate.
That's not fun.
I mean, nah. No, Blooper's definitely the worst of these two.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote Blooper as well.
It's a moot point right now, but I disagree. I think Pirate Parrot is way creepier looking.
But why? Creepy?
Yeah. It's the beak. I don't know what it is. It's the open mouths, right? It bothered me about TD.
Yeah.
It bothers me about Pirate Parrot. So one of you had a problem with hands. I have a problem with mouths open.
How about no mouths at all on Blooper?
I mean, it's better than being open.
It looks like a knockoff of the Philly Fanatic. Like a weird
Well,
generic. It's a great
but didn't the
version
Fanatic
of the
come
Philly
after?
Fanatic.
Didn't the Fanatic come after?
No.
Isn't the
Blooper
Fanatic
was in
fairly recent?
2018.
Oh, just kidding.
Right?
Yeah, I don't like the Blooper.
All right.
I don't get it.
All right. Well, that
Blooper
gets us
moves on.
I don't get it, and it needs to stay off my lawn.
Calm down,
gets
Boomer.
Gets us into our last matchup of the MLB, Orbit from the Astros versus the Philly Fanatic from the Phillies. So the Fanatic was created in the late 70s.
Which makes sense as to why it looks the way that it does.
Yeah, it was made by two puppeteers who previously worked with Jim Henson's Muppets.
Which again, checks out.
Yeah, the team's management wanted a mascot to engage with fans and create a more lively atmosphere at games. I think that we can all say that the Philly Fanatic does make for a more lively atmosphere somehow. Versus...
Why is it a flight? But it's a flightless bird from the Galapagos Islands. What do the Galapagos Islands have to do with Philly?
That's a great question. Great question.
If you know the answer to that question, let us know in the comments.
Find us on our social media outlets at Bracketology.
So we are taking a look at him against the Houston Astros mascot Orbit. So he's an alien from outer space whose design was based on over 10,000 drawings submitted by children.
Now
I feel bad for how I was going to vote here. My decision is still made.
Seriously?
Yeah, fuck them kids. No, them kids did a great job. But the people who picked Orbit, I mean, I don't know.
He's got planets for like horns on his antenna.
Yeah. It has the softest, squishiest, punchablest looking face.
Punchablest.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'm going to be honest with you. I like Orbit. I think that he's fine. I will say with 100% certainty that the Philly Fanatic freaks me the fuck out. Everything about him. He's got the weird hula hoop belly. I don't like the Philly Fanatic. And it's weird. It's worse. It's worse. My vote is Philly Fanatic.
Okay. Guess we're going to a vote. Scott, what's your vote?
Like, it's supposed to be an alien, but it just looks like a green teddy bear.
He looks like a green man from outer space.
No, he doesn't.
You tell me that thing came down from outer space, and you wouldn't be like, oh, that's an alien.
There's no other depiction of alien that looks like that.
That you know.
And literally any mascot that we have talked about could come down from space, and we
seriously,
could be like,
Blooper could be an alien, Slider could be an alien, Southpaw, Raymond.
But they're not billed as that.
Yeah, and this one is, and he's the least alien looking of them all. You know what he looks like? A teddy bear that's been painted green.
Yeah.
Now imagine the children crying.
I don't like Orbit. Sorry, kids. I don't like Orbit.
Is Orbit your vote?
I think that's a lame mascot. I think that's the worst of the two.
All right, Dan.
I don't know why we keep going, but
what?
I agree. It's Orbit. I hate to say something bad about something kids came up with, but try harder, kids. That's weird.
I'm just going to throw this out there. Scott's a dad, and Dan is a potential dad to thousands of kids.
Look, whatever little kid drew that picture did a great job. Whatever person in the Houston Astros front office decided to make it the mascot didn't. That's what I'm saying.
Just saying. All right.
That's all I'm saying.
That concludes our first episode in this new bracket of worst baseball mascots. Yeah, I don't normally wrap these things up, so I'm going to pass it over to Scott as I look up more about Astro and make them feel bad.
I want to thank everyone for giving us a listen again. If you haven't already, make sure you go back and listen to the back catalog.
He wrote a children's book.
Yes, I'm sure. Orbit the Mascot sat down and wrote a book.
Mm-hmm. It's online. It's got to be real.
Anyway, go back and give a listen to our most recent series of episodes, our mini brackets. Those are good starter episodes to get a feel for the podcast. Nice, short, and to the point in their topics. Each topic, one episode. So if the idea of 6 weeks of a topic intimidates you, start there. Join us next week when we will be hashing out what is it, NHL and NBA mascots. We'll look forward to that. As always, we want to thank Aaron O'Donnell from Aaron O'Donnell Music for the track we use at the beginning and end of each episode. And more than anything, we want to thank everyone who listens in. Continue again, check us out on social medias at Bracketology, BRACKETALLOGY. We're on the YouTubes and the TikToks and the Instagrams and the Facebooks and the MySpaces and the Live Journals and the GeoCities, and I think I've run out of. I think that's all. There might be a couple extras in there. Yeah, that does it for us. We'll see you again next week.
His name's Scott.
Oh yeah, I'm Scott.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Dan.
Bye-bye.